have you heard of 2B2T, the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft, as Fitmc would say? Um, so something amazing happened. Stop showing me damn eToro ads. Something hilarious happened on this server very recently. So and every single time I hear it, I burst out laughing because you just listen to FitMC's voice just with basically like no emotion like FitMC normally has, just saying this. So I'm gonna show you something. I had to put my earphones in so you wouldn't hear it over my speakers. Should be able to hear this. Let's see.
Built with at least
Yeah,
two.
here we no.
This is
Yeah, here we go. Okay. Just get ready for something beautiful.
This is getting absolutely ridiculous. Over the past few months, a group of Japanese Minecraft players have been working in secret to construct a giant portrait of the VTuber Usada Pekora on the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft.
Now, if that I've heard that like 10 fucking times and it doesn't make me stop laughing, or I can't stop laughing any single time I hear it. It is so fucking funny just listening to FitMC. Listening to FitMC say that fucking name and say that sentence. I don't know what is so funny about it, but it is absolutely amazing. But this is actually like a really wholesome story though. Like, I was expecting this to just be like a big April Fool's joke or something like that, but no. What actually happened is a bunch of, for whatever reason, 2B2T, which is a Minecraft anarchy server. If you don't know what an anarchy server is, basically it's a Minecraft server where there's basically no rules. Like, there's a couple of very little things, but you can run hacked clients if you want. The admins don't really care. So what happened basically is for some reason, maybe some Japanese Minecraft YouTuber or something covered it, but 2B2T suddenly had like an influx of Japanese players on it. For whatever reason, it just became popular on Japanese YouTube. And there are a couple of players there who just, because they'd never played an Anarchy server before, had no idea what to really expect from Anarchy server. And this server is notoriously cruel to new players. If you don't know what you're doing, you will be destroyed. They will ruin your life. Basically, there was one person on the server who's a really big fan of Usada Pekora, and when he found out all these Japanese people were joining the server, he decided to change his character and name to that, and also change to a skin of her as well. And basically as an attempt to try to, I guess, get them to talk to him so that he could sort of coach them on how Anarchy servers actually work. And it worked really well because one of the new people was a really big fan of Pekora. Also running a Pekora skin as well. I don't remember what his name was. Usada something or other. Doesn't really matter though. And basically they just went about their life playing around the server, sort of getting the idea of how it worked. They brought in a couple of new people. They started building their group on the server called what was the name? Fit, tell me what the name is. Where is it? Here's the name. Where that Fit, you can read out the name for me.
Group that calls themselves the Japanese Army, and how an
There you go. That Nihongun, or the Japanese Army, basically. And the sort of typical thing that happens when you become a group in 2B2T is, once you've sort of become comfortable, you'll eventually make some sort of obsidian structure. And they decided not to do something small. Like, as you can see, they've made other things. Like, you've got, what was it? The Yamato-sen, I think it was what it was called. Basically, they built a big replica of the Yamato battleship. Also, there's this derpy-looking Minato Aqua in the sky. But they wanted to build something big. So they wanted to build basically the biggest obsidian structure on the server, right? Before they built their structure, the biggest obsidian structure was this giant Owo. Giant Owo. And it was like 1.5 million blocks of obsidian or something stupid like that. But they wanted to one-up that. So they decided to build this Pekora, which was 1.8 million, no, so 2.1 million blocks, sorry. Yeah, 2.1 million blocks was how big their structure was going to be. But because it's 2b2t, they can't have anything happen without any difficulties. So one of the people in the group wasn't really working on the project. So that person got kicked out of the group before they'd actually started building the giant Pekora. And when this person found out they were building some sort of structure, he went to go grief it, but he thought that the replica of the Yamato battleship was their obsidian structure. So he started griefing that structure, which sort of bought them some time to keep working on their main structure. And by the time he worked out that the Yamato battleship was not the structure they were working on, the the giant Pekora was about 90% done, which he really couldn't grief it once it was that done. So he decided to basically try to infiltrate their group and grief it like that. But they realized that it was him running an alt account and decided to do a bed trap. So a bed trap is basically where you get someone to set their spawn point and then you put lava on top of the bed and surround it by obsidian, making it so it's basically impossible for them to get out. They're just infinitely in a death loop because by the time that they would be able to break the obsidian, their character would be long dead. So they just keep dying over and over and over again, and there's nothing you can really do at that point besides getting like the admins to teleport you out of there, or that's really the only thing. Switching to an alt account, at that point, there's nothing else you can really do. So this story was the funniest fucking thing I'd ever seen. I honestly thought this was a joke when someone sent me the clip, because I think they sent it to me. I think they sent it to me like just after it came out, so it would have been still very close to April Fool's Day. But I checked when this was uploaded. Not April Fool's Day. He honestly should have. He should have talked about it a little bit earlier, just to make people think it was a joke. But no. Not an April Fool's joke. This thing does exist, and it is hilarious. The problem with 2b2t, though, is because of how popular of an Anarchy server is, being the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft, the server waiting times are within, like, I think in some cases, you might have to wait an entire day to get onto the server in the really busy periods where, like, some outside YouTuber talks about, like, if PewDiePie was to talk about it, for example, there would be, like, thousands upon thousands of people waiting to join the server, and it wouldn't be a fun experience. I don't exactly understand the appeal of waiting to join just one Minecraft server for that long. I'd much rather just go do something else, like play on a server that doesn't have multiple hour or day waiting times, but some people want to do it, and hey, that's what they want to do. Maybe they just want to be a part of this really weird history. I think I've talked about Fit towards the, when I give a shout out to some random channel. Fit's content is really, really good. I highly suggest it. But hey, especially if you want to hear someone every single video say the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft. You've probably heard his voice before if you've ever seen any sort of like Minecraft meme like that. He's doing some random other stuff. I guess even Fit will run out of content on 2v2t. We'll have to try out some other servers. Usually he will, like, a lot of these, like, 2v2t guys also talk about, like, the other Anarchy servers that exist, and like, but none of them are actually as good as 2v2t. 2v2t is the OG, therefore it is the best. But from what I've seen, it does seem to be the best. The one advantage the other ones do have is you can play on them. That's a good advantage, though. It's not my thing. I'd much rather just play something chill. I don't really like multiplayer games for the most part. I'd much rather just play something single player. But hey, if that's the thing you want to do, I can only respect it, to be honest.